Yo, they said that boy Abba pulled up on Destiny on behalf of No Jumper, bro. Let's get to it.
So here's the thing, okay? I'll take a slightly firmer stance on this. There's no way it was intentional. Now, we can argue that he was being, like, pretty reckless or pretty dumb, sure. Or maybe he thought his editors would have done a better job editing, but, like...
I'm curious, do you think it's just a cultural difference that you probably don't see it as big of a deal as I do?
Yeah, like, you have to watch Adam's original drama, then you need to get, like, the other No Jumper crew's perspectives on it, then you've got to see what Ack said about everything, then you've got to get academics talking to other people about it, and there's, like, a whole thing...
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, and he right, bro. Like, yo, to follow No Jumper drama, you gotta be real tapped in.
Hello, D-Man.
Hey, what's up? Wait a second. It's feeling a little weird in here. Do you want to go to my room?
Sure.
Okay. I'll see you there, okay? We're down the hall.
It's always weird whenever you say it like that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't
like,
know if it's, like, weird for you.
you're like, we're both in the same building, and you're, like, calling my phone. Let's just, like, meet in a room somewhere. You know, it makes more sense, you know?
Sure. I don't know what the difference is, but whatever makes you feel more comfortable. We are now in Destiny's room.
Thank you.
Pause.
Okay, well, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Perfect. Now that we started with an honorary pause, I think we can get into the topic, which is, you saw the No Jumper with Adam 22.
Yeah, the Housephone stuff?
Yeah, so before I even launched it, I'm curious, what were your thoughts on the whole thing? And then I will just go from there.
Okay, this is my thought from start to finish on what's happened, okay? So, supposedly, Adam 22 was interviewing a trans woman, and in the show, she decides to drop that one of his friends' Housephone, that she'd given him head. And apparently, he was like, that's not cool, or something. Or they talked a little, we watched this a long time ago, but and then he's like, okay, we're gonna edit that out. And then when the show goes live, they edit out some of it, but later on, I think something slips through where the editors didn't catch something. And now everybody knows that Housephone has been f***ing around with what a lot of people in that community just consider to be a man, which makes him gay, which is no good, no bueno. And now I don't know how serious people are feeling about this, but some people are saying that Adam told his editors to intentionally f*** it up to cause drama with this guy. And other people...
Yeah, I think that's crazy, right? I think anybody who is coming up with a conspiracy theory that Adam told the editors to intentionally leave it out, I think that's nuts, right? I think you probably own bad soda or something.
They're saying it was a mistake, but yeah, I don't know. And then that's where, I don't know where they're at right now. I know that people are fighting a ton in the No Jumper community over all this, but that's where I'm at on it, yeah.
Okay. All right, so what do you think about everything?
I mean, I'm a little biased, I guess, because I know Adam. It's possible that he is like a super sneaky, horrible person. That's possible, but like, it seemed like an innocent mistake, which I guess just sucks, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I like Adam. Adam's.
Ooh, you're about to rake this motherfucker over the coals. Let's get...
Yo, whenever somebody hits you with the yo, I like you. Nah, come on, bro. Like, yo, you about to violate.
Hear it.
Yeah, no. Honestly, when I saw what happened, I was at first confused, and then when I watched the podcast, I was like, bro, I don't know how you air that out. Okay. As I understand it, those two are really close friends. They've been friends for close to 7-8 years.
Housephone and Adam, right?
Yes, specifically. I watched the podcast, okay? I don't know what kind of editing job they were trying to do, but you could just read their lips anytime they said his name. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know what it was. But if you're telling me you're trying to protect somebody and you include the whole podcast of them saying the person's name and you can just read it off their lips, that's not you editing anything. Like,
yo, I'll be real. Like, I'm somebody who I'm not great at reading lips, but a lot of people also said that too. That like when they said it and they kind of like just muted it, that like you could tell that they were saying the person's, name through their lips, bruh. Yo, a lot of y'all got to work for the FBI, bruh. I don't know how y'all can read lips, bruh.
The audience is not retarded. If they want to know who it is and they know it's an employee at No Jumper, then they're going to know who it is just by reading the lips. They can put two and two together. So first off the top, I thought that was crazy. Secondly, on the fact that I think I saw a clip of you saying like, she's an attractive trans woman. Like, what's the issue and all that good stuff? And listen, to me, it's almost as similar as being gay and then being outed. Like if somebody,
that's what I said. Yeah,
if someone is into that stuff and they're not ready to come out with it for whatever reason, you it's weird enough if the person just outs them. It's extra weird if it's your close friend of 7 or 8 years, where they're just sitting there as you're being outed on the podcast and they put that shit out. There's no way. I just couldn't imagine a scenario Okay, go ahead.
Well, so here's the thing, okay? I'll take a slightly firmer stance on this. There's no way it was intentional. Now, we can argue that he was being like pretty reckless or pretty dumb, sure, or maybe he thought his editors would have done a better job editing, but like Adam is never getting enough of a hit on this video that makes it worth the unbelievable shitstorm that he know would ensue, right? We can agree on that, right? There's no way that he's like, what were the views in that video even? Like, there's no way that's worth it for him.
I'll push back in this sense. Even if it wasn't on purpose, it was so crazy irresponsible to somebody you consider a close friend that I couldn't imagine like you not catching a ton of heat for it. In the sense that like I work with Preach. I'm doing an interview with somebody who knows something about him, and they start outing him in the podcast. Okay, first off, I'm not finishing the podcast. We cutting that shit short because you keep making snide jokes about my friend, my co-host, my board partner. So that's already crazy off the top. But then to have the video be edited the way it was and then put that out into the public, not having the foresight, because in the podcast itself he says like, oh, I know this is going to be terrible for my friend, I should maybe call him and let him know. So he's aware that this would be tremendously harmful to the person involved, okay? And then
Nah, that is true, because Adam did say, I'm afraid the internet is going to, say that I'm a bad friend. So I do think Adam was leaving that particular interview with every intention in the book to say, yo, like, we gotta make sure that all this get cuts out, that everything get cuts out. So like, right, like, so Housephone don't get damaged by this, and my reputation isn't hurt.
he doesn't do any oversight in regards to how it's prepared before it's put out. Do I believe he intentionally did that to her? I don't think so. But I think he just doesn't care enough to even take a second, which is like also very damning in a way, because he knows that it's going to be very hurtful to the person involved. He says it. He says it out of his own mouth. I don't know how you don't look at him crazy. Like even me.
Well, no, like I said, like I can he's probably projecting a bit of his own kind of like values and cares, or maybe he thinks like, oh, I wouldn't care, so it's not. Maybe he's not treating it with the care that he should. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I definitely think he should catch some flag for it. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I just think like some people I've seen, not just you, but other folks were saying the whole thing about the whole trans woman thing, and it's just like most of the world is not there. Like I'm not even just talking about black people. I'm not just talking about black people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about everybody. Like outside of a very liberal minority in the U.S. of A., there is very few places on this planet, anywhere in any community, that you can say that you are involved with trans people and it doesn't like have social like ramifications for you.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Because even if like you're the most understanding person in the world, bro, like like even if you're like, for example, like even if you're just a super understanding, super progressive guy, like you're gonna look at your homie sideways, like like right, like because then the question is like just the natural progression of questions is, like if you rocking with that, okay, like what else you rocking with, like. How far do your, taste buds go when it comes to experimenting with, certain things, right? So that's just automatically, you feel me? Like majority of the world, like we're not there yet, right? But people, let's say like Destiny, I guess who belongs to that community or that lifestyle, and he probably thinks, yo, this is not a big deal, bro. Like who cares? Like the person's attractive.
And that's fair, but you're retarded if you're in the community that judges that shit so harshly, and you're fucking around with a porn star. Like you're actually so it's hard to even have sympathy for you at that point. And he is. If Housephone is literally that worried about that shit getting out, and he's around with his loose-lipped porn star trans person getting ahead, like, not to excuse what Adam did, because obviously that shit he shouldn't have fucked around like that. But damn, Housephone is a like, I'm sorry, like holy shit.
Yes.
Like if I wanted to be super quiet about being bi or gay or whatever like I'm not gonna go. Like the most popular male porn star or some shit and expect that shit not to get out. But again, it doesn't excuse Adam being reckless with it for sure.
Not the brightest bulb in the shed. Like we both agree, I think that was really dumb of him to be involved with that person. I don't know. To me, like seeing Adam do that was so bizarre. It was so bizarre, and it almost made me start to believe the conspiracies about them wanting drama and no jumper, because it is such a bizarre move to do. If it wasn't intentional, like maybe.
Yo, I've heard people say this, especially like in light of the recent things that like, yo, No Jumper is out here faking drama, faking news. I would tell y'all this, bro. Like, if you think we're faking dramas and everything is scripted, I want to ask you, which one of your homies do you think will sign up, right, to be a mule in that script? Like, which one of your homies do you think will sign up to be a mule to get exposed for messing with, the trans? No, truly, like, ask yourself that. Like, truly ask yourself that. Which one of your homies will sign up for that? Nobody. Not even you, right? And no matter what the check is. So, like, you can't think it's scripted because nobody, like, would like sign up for that, right? Like nobody in their right mind will sign up to be on that part of the script.
Adam is just so busy with other stuff, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing to do.
I mean, I doubt he probably doesn't go over any of the videos, right? Like my guess is I'm guessing how he's probably said, okay, hey guys, make sure that you edit out like any mention of that shit or whatever, and then they didn't do a good enough job. But then, like you said, knowing that issue was so sensitive, he should have like personally checked it himself to make sure that it was like okay, which I think is legitimate, to catch flag for.
But let's say somebody comes on my podcast and says something like an allegation against you of something very serious. You best believe I'm going to have some extra foresight in regards to how I put out that video before I even think about doing it. There's no way I'd be like, yeah, editor, do whatever you want without like revising it. That's a serious thing against your friend, right? So I don't know, just that part was weird. I think I want to ask you about this. But I see like the no jumper stuff happening all the time now, and people are complaining. But do you think it's very possible for people to be friends with their employees?
Yeah, I mean, it works until it doesn't. There's two like different wildly divergent trains of thought. One is that like everybody that works together is kind of friends and they all hang out and do stuff together. And then the second thing is like it's like the Mythbusters mantra, or like what you and Preach do, where you guys are kind of like friendly on set, but then other than that, your lives are totally separate. I don't know if there's a right or a wrong way to approach that. I think there are huge benefits to both sides of things. Like being friends with your employees means that you're going to be making content that's elevated to a level that probably couldn't otherwise get to, because that vibe and that synergy and that chemistry you have with friends is going to be so good. But also you run the added risk that any drama is going to be, one, more likely to happen, and two, when it does happen, it's going to be way more catastrophic, because now it's not just an employee that kind of like whatever, it's a friend, and everything gets like way more extreme,
Yeah, I think one of the hardest parts about it is generally one person has more power than the other within the confines of a business.
Yeah, usually.
And so when you have to make a business decision and you talk to your friend, it's hard to remove the hat for that person. Like if you're talking to them as an employee and they see you as a friend, then those lines get very blurred. So there's certain discussions just become very difficult. And I think what I'm seeing with No Jumper is like the way that they talk to him, they don't talk to him like he's their boss.
Yeah.
Right? Which is pretty important, because I think as they're trying to resolve issues that are in the workplace, they're trying to do it as friends, whilst also understanding this guy can fire me at any moment and then move on with the business, and my livelihood is threatened. So it's a constant dynamic that I think just doesn't work long term unless there's a tremendous amount of mutual respect. And I just don't see too many employee boss relationships that last long like that. Do you have employees you consider friends?
Friendly, but probably not friends. I'm trying to think. I mean, like I'd be like Cake does like on my website stuff. Like I think we're friends, friendly, but like we don't like play games or like hang out a ton or do anything like that. But I mean, like we're in chat, we'll talk every now and then. But we don't like do things every day or whatever. Yeah. No, I mean, I know what you mean. It's hard. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to balance. Yeah.
I want to ask, do you feel like people need to get over this whole trans thing and like and how they view people who sleep with them?
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah. But I mean, you have to meet people where they are, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen. So this is actually a story about transphobia. I'm like, partially. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people. I think people might say this whole thing about, oh yeah, trans women or women or whatever, and they're like, yeah. But then if you ask them, like, yeah, what if you find out your significant other slept with a trans person? You all see all of this.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, depending on the community, for sure. Yeah.
People shift all of a sudden. And they're like, why are you shifting? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not into people who are into stuff like that. I'm like, what do you mean? This is a man and he's into women. What's wrong with that? And then you realize there's a delineation between those two things. And I think for most people culturally, even here in the U.S., I think, I've had this conversation with liberal women before, and they'll spout off the whole marriage. Oh yeah, trans women. And I'm like, fantastic. I'm like, if you find out the guy you're dating was fucking with a trans person, how do you feel? And you see all this,
bruh, like they will hate it, bro. They will all hate it, bro. Like they will all hate it. Absolutely, they'll all hate it.
And their ass, like cheeks, they just clench.
Bro, like how many times have you seen a chick say, "Man, bro, I can't date no bisexual"? Like how many times? No dude is disqualifying the chick, especially if she's bad because she's bisexual, right? But almost every chick you know is disqualifying the dude because he's bisexual. You feel me? Stop it.
Or they start pausing all of a sudden. I think for most people, I think internally they don't. They're not there.
Maybe, yeah. But it also depends too, I think, a little bit. Like I think it's fair to be pro-trans and trans people are blah blah blah, but then like I don't know if I would date a trans person because of like other preferences. I think that's probably okay, right?
No, I mean, no, they take it a step further. They wouldn't date a person who dated a trans person.
Oh. Maybe. I think it depends on the person. Maybe.
Surprising to you?
What?
Is that surprising to you to hear from a liberal person?
Date a person who's dated a trans.
The reason why I bring it up is because I think a lot of people do the whole lip service about like, trans women or women or whatever.
I agree with that, but
as you dig deeper, you realize that in terms of their own personal choices, they would not. They feel. There's no way you can tell me that you wouldn't date somebody who dated a trans person, and also tell me that you feel like trans women are women.
yeah, I agree with that. I'm just trying to think of how many people would be bothered if they're, because in my mind, there's
Everybody, Destiny. Everybody, Destiny. Everybody you know will be bothered.
an archetype of a person who says trans women are women. And that person, I don't feel like they'd be like, oh, you dated a trans person in the past, I can't be with you anymore. I feel like that person wouldn't do that. That kind of person. But I already feel like the people that say like trans women are women, that's already like a pretty small subset of the population. So
I would agree with you that they probably wouldn't say that like that. But if you ask them about it, they would feel discomfort about it. And I think where that discomfort comes from is that when you factor in those two concepts of trans women are women, but also understand that a man that you're interested in has been with the biology of another male, in your head, there's a part of you that still thinks, oh, this is kind of gay. And I don't know if I want to be involved with a dude who's doing gay stuff. That's subconsciously.
yeah, I know what you're saying, but I don't think the type of person that says trans women are women. I don't think the type of person that says that is that kind of person. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. For a person who's just like, oh yeah, like I think that trans women are women or whatever. Like I think that type of person is probably gonna be okay if their partner in the.
Nah, bro. Nah. Society has pressured a lot of those people who even utter those statements. Like, you know, and they're hypocrites, right? Like society has pressured them into just simply just going along with what they think would get them the most applause, right? Something like, right? Like, you know, like people take the virtuous stance all the time without actually thinking it's true, right? So people who would say, you know, that community are, you know, blank women or quote unquote real women, you know, like most of them are just saying that because they believe that this is the way to get the most applause, right? Like to be virtuous, to be woke. But if you now hold them to those same standards, if you now hold them to be consistent and apply the same principles with their particular partners, they wouldn't.
The past has dated like a or if they're bi or whatever, even, right? That'd be my general feeling on it. I could be wrong. It's hard to, once we start getting to like how do people feel about partners of partners, we're getting like third order stuff that is harder to know about.
Yeah. This what do you think is going to be happening at No Jumper? Do you think this drama soap opera filled season of theirs is going to keep going, or do you think? Because did he attack Adam? 'Cause I heard Adam said something about his mom.
The problem is that like the No Jumper universe, it's like the Destiny universe, where like if you want to know what's going on, you have to be watching like you have to watch Adam's original drama, then you need to get like the other No Jumper crew's perspectives on it, then you've got to see what Ack said about everything, then you've got to get academics talking to other people about it, and there's like a whole thing where it's like if you miss like one day's worth, you're like, who the f is Mr. Girl? You have like no idea what's going on. So I don't know what's going on. Like the things that I keep kind of like seeing in the peripheral and hearing in the peripheral are like the look of like Adam being white is like not good, and everybody seems that's always like a thing in the background for people saying, because I saw that come up on a show I think where Adam was getting roasted on like titles of videos and how he's like exploiting the black community, and now with
yeah, bro, like just know, you know, and if like let's say, you know, and if any one of us like brings that up like jokingly, bro, it's all joke show. Like if anybody truly believes that just because Adam is white, you know, and him having black employees made him exploitive, bro, like you're stupid, like you're dumb, right? Because if Adam didn't hire black employees, and you know, and I can see the same people saying, oh my God, the white man is profiting from hip hop and not giving back to black people. Stop it, bro. You feel me? Like, you know, like Adam hiring black employees is a good thing, and he treats them well. And he pays them well, right? And Adam's a great guy, bro. You feel me? So, you know, like there's noise that people are trying to now like, like make a fact of Adam being even anywhere close or reminiscent to a slave master is false, bro. It's false. It's cap.
Like everything coming up with Housephone and everything, probably not good. I don't know where it's going. It could just be like all of it blows over and the next drama comes out and who cares? Or it could be that, like, I don't know, maybe shit is untenable and unstable and stuff is about to start flying apart at the seams. I'm not sure. I think I read a it was a Reddit post saying that that where somebody did this whole schizo rant about how, like, the problem with No Jumper is that the individual people on No Jumper are getting so big that they might think that they can, like, all leave and do their own shit, and that Adam kind of fucked himself on that. I don't know if that's true or not. So yeah, I see a lot of different things in a lot of different subreddits, videos, or whatever. I don't have like a full grasp of the situation. Yeah.
Bro, when he said, "I paid for your mom's funeral," I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it."
Well, I mean,
when he said that, I was like, "Oh, you can't.
I mean, it depends on the. I'd have to go back. The problem is I don't know. What was the context of that brought up? Because if the guy is accusing him of, like, not giving a fuck or being a shitty person or being whatever, then, I mean, I would bring that up. Yeah, bro, what do you mean I don't give a fuck? Like, I literally gave you money for your mom's funeral. What do you mean I don't care? Right? I would bring that up 1,000,000%. I think it's fair. If he did, I think it's fair.
I want you to perceive how that shit sounds. He's saying, "I feel like you don't care. You were very insensitive when my mom died and how I was handling it, the way you talked about it." And then he said, "Nah, I paid for your mom's funeral." That shit is crazy. That is crazy. That is a crazy thing to say to someone who's grieving and going through that whole process, because it almost looks like, bro, I handled your bills.
Yeah, I'll be real. Like, I know a bunch of these people was this tapped into, like, the No Jumper stuff. Yo, I did not know, bro, that they was this tapped into everything that goes on at No Jumper. Like, it's sort of insane to think about, like, the dudes that we grew up, like, just watching and, like, we're a fan of. They're also watching this on a daily basis. That's crazy.
The shit that you should, like, it almost feels like the dude. That's why he reacted so fast. Because I just seen it right now. That's a crazy thing to say to someone. I mean, there's just little things that I think culturally, I wonder if Adam is sensitive to or understands. Actually, I want to give him credit. I feel like he does. I just don't think he's always thinking things through before he does them. And that's probably bad. Because, like, the two things he did, I don't know.
I mean, you're making it sound like he's surrounded by, like, a bunch of children that have to be treated like retarded children. Like, I would have to know the full context of, like, I need more back context. Like, if it was the case, like, for instance, like, let's say this guy was like, "Bro, I need time off. Like, Adam, like, my mom died. Like, it's f***ing me up, dude," or whatever. And Adam's like, "Listen, dude, here's $1,000. Go bury your and get back here, on Monday." And then Adam says some shit like that. Then I could see him being like, "Dude, that's f***ed up. What do you mean you gave him some money for his mom's funeral? You didn't give him time off work." But if it was the case where the guy's like, "Adam, my mom died. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm feeling bad," and Adam's like, "Oh shit, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's horrible. Like, here's like 10 G's. Like, I hope like if it helps with the funeral costs or whatever, like, good luck." If that was the case, and then Housephone later brings up like, "Bro, you didn't even care my mom died," then I 100% am with Adam being like, "What are you talking about? Like, I sent you like a ton of money unprovoked just to like help you with the funeral costs. How can you say I didn't care?" I think that's totally fair to bring up, because on one end you're looking at it where it's like, oh, like, it's really insensitive for Adam to say that, but on the other end you got to understand Housephone is attacking Adam really hardcore there. "You didn't give a fuck when my mom died?" That's a pretty insane, or that's not insane, that's a big statement to make. And if Adam feels like it's not accurate, then I could see him bring, but I don't know the background context, right? That's why I'm saying, like, it could be okay or it could be fucked up, I saw another thing unrelated to that. I saw another thing where, and again, these are all just Reddit posts in the No Jumper and now the No Jumper 2 subreddit, because they made a spinoff because they were getting mad at people getting banned. I heard somebody say that Adam did give him a few $1,000s something to help with the funeral, and Housephone actually had it paid for, and he just like pocketed that money. So I don't know. I don't know like what's real for any of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say this. I think when someone dies, to me, it's a terrible look. We can talk about the particulars and wanting to defend yourself. I think when somebody dies and that kind of situation happens and you guys are hearing that out, if he's talking about his grief or his pain and however he's feeling about it, and then you almost punk him by saying, "Yo, I paid for your mom's funeral," which is you can disagree.
Well, no, what you just said was wrong. He wasn't talking about his pain. He was saying that Adam didn't give a. He was making a claim about Adam's state of mind, not about his pain.
So he was talking about. Okay, listen, I don't want to get too weeds, even though it's probably necessary in order to
Hmm.
have this conversation. I would just say this: if someone is grieving, they're going through that process, and they feel like you were insensitive or you were whatever wrong in that process, and you almost show them up when you guys already have this much tension, there's no way it's not going to escalate. There is very few scenarios where someone can come and say they paid for my mom's funeral in front of other people, and it don't look crazy. I'll just tell you. It's almost like when you do someone a solid and then in the middle of a discussion or argument you use that against them, it can be seen very, very poorly. And especially when it comes to a funeral, which is as a son, you want to be able to handle yourself. I don't know. The moves that Adam was making, and I think that's why he's getting such a negative reaction, is just stuff that's not well seen in
Yeah, I
general.
mean that by children, but that's a baby thing. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like if you're gonna weaponize your dead parent to win a debate on the No Jumper podcast, and the other guy did do something to show that he did have some kind of care, then you deserve to have it thrown in your face. If you want to feel like a man that could take care of your mom's funeral, then go out there and earn some money like a man and pay for your mom's funeral. Don't take money from your boss and then later on say like, oh well, he didn't even care about.
Yo, I'll be real, bro. Yeah, I'll be real, yo, Destiny. I don't. Yo, I'll be real, bro, Destiny. I don't. Yo, this, yo, bro, yo, this is tough. Yo, this is hard. This is cutthroat. This is cutthroat. All right, and now I probably understand why Housephone is upset. This is cutthroat, Destiny. Like this is crazy. This is wild.
About my dead mom. Like I don't know. That sounds crazy to me. But
Talking about the way that he's talking about the way that he described whatever Housephone was doing the grieving part, and he's saying you used words that were very insensitive. Oh, he's dealing with the mom thing or whatever, and he felt like the way he was talking was disrespectful. And then Adam's rebuttal was like, I gave you money for your mom. You know what I'm saying? That to me is like, what, you think money is what makes things right or respectful? That's a crazy way to talk to somebody. Now, maybe we disagree on this, and that's
mhm.
fine. That's just a difference of perspective. I don't want to stay too long. But for me, the trans thing is crazy. You can't do that. And I know for him, this is going to be something that he's going to get clowned for probably for the rest of his days. There's not going to be a single time where folks are not going to bring this up, or people around him are not going to mention this, or folks are not going to look down on him for it. And I guess I'm curious. Do you think it's just a cultural difference that you probably don't see it as big of a deal as I do?
I like I said, I need more context. Like if we're gonna weaponize if we're gonna weaponize dead parents, like if somebody did that to me and I felt like I did do them a solid, that's gonna come out. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm talking about the trans thing.
Oh, I mean the trans thing is it was pretty dumb. Yeah, I mean it seems like obviously there was a fuck up there. So Adam either needs to redo his process on how he does shit, but like yeah, I mean that was pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. At least if you could see that, that's fine. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. That was the main thing for me because I don't know when that happened. I was like, "What is that?" And yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much all. I just want to just briefly go over that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll be real. This is my first time watching this full video. Destiny was going a little bit too hard. Was going a little bit too hard, man. But I like, I be like, bro, I'm stuttering like a motherfucker, right, bro? I'm stuttering like a motherfucker. Nah, cause it's so personal that I gotta watch like exactly what I say. But I damn near said everything I had to say on this particular issue. I don't think Adam did it on purpose. I don't think Adam is this super mastermind who was planning it and telling editors to like not edit out on purposely. You feel me? So but both sides definitely have great points. And both sides got some flaws as well, right? But it's your boy Portic Flakko, man. Like the video, sub to the channel, coming for the algorithm. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.